fingers crossed, everything is still working. And you had just caused a political coup in Targos, if I remember correctly.
Wasn't us,
got the
Governor.
reward from saving that as well.
Yes, I've added he coughs up the 300 gold out of the coffers in the party funds. And you also get the money from Garrett for the sale of the whale oil. So there's another 400 gold pieces. Do you want me to just distribute it?
Yes,
Yes, please.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you.
I love it when you say that, because then as soon as it goes into people's inventory, it has weight.
I can buy some new furniture now.
Right, so we're in Bremen, right? No, we're in Targos.
You're in
What?
Targos, ready to leave the next morning.
Yeah. Are we going after the ship first?
Well, the things you had discussed were heading up to the ship northeast of Bremen, heading down to Karkaluk to grab the mech, heading off to Sky Tower or Wormdoom to see what's up with the Goliath, or Villierne has a lead at Revel's End, potentially could lead you to the island of the Frost Maiden, because she knows somebody who knows where it is.
In that case, I believe we'll go to the... Well, since we're up here, we'll go to the ship, and then we'll go to Karkaluk, and then we'll do everything, and then we'll go to Rebel's End last, basically. I also want to drop into Caer Konig at some point to see what Caer Dinnermal, to see what happened to our demon worshipping knights, because if there's any left, we might have to sort that out as well.
Is Velian coming with her, or is she going to hang about till we've finished doing...
Oh no, she's happy to come with you.
All right, okay.
I don't really have a lot to do by myself, so...
She can just play with Bob.
Aye.
Right.
Yeah, he's not a normal undead. I've examined him, and I can repair the physical damage, but the spiritual damage, as it were, it doesn't seem to be responding to the normal repair you would perform on an undead. Bob says, yes, that's the curse. The curse of servitude. We're only bound to this plane until our physical form decays, and then we're released to go on to the heaven where there's 20 virgins and the rivers are made of wine and all that. And she goes, yes, whatever. So anyway, I can't really repair him. He's not a normal undead.
Oh, well.
And he's neutral good, which is another unusual thing about undead.
Yes,
But, yeah.
but the question is, will he be a good barman?
Yeah, but you can fix the physical damage, though, can't you? Because he's taking a bit of wear and tear.
Yes, I can fix the wear and tear so he looks better. But hit points doesn't really track physical damage, you see. Hit points basically tracks heroism. So it's not a one-to-one thing. Because that's why normal people can get stabbed to death off one sword. So his life force is a representation of his hit point until he finally runs out. Very well. So you waving goodbye to your friends in Targos?
Yeah.
Yep. And where we're going?
And who's driving? It's the morning of...
I'll drive this time.
the 9th of
By all means, Dave.
Alterac. Corin has recovered, although he has a nasty star-shaped, star as in sun, scar covering his whole chest cavity.
And he keeps pulling his shirt up and going, look at that, I nearly died.
Could have been a lot worse. Are you sure it's all out?
I bloody well hope so.
So who wishes to drive this fine day?
Me?
Ben is going to drive.
Right, well,
I'm having a day off.
You're steering the token then, Dave. And we've got an 18, so that is a standard success. So you get to travel.
I haven't got a map, you know.
I haven't got a map, did you not? There you go, my friend. So you get 15 miles.
Well, I'm going to sit in the back of the sled and play me bagpipes.
You can move 15 miles this day, Dave. Well, Corin gives a rousing bagpipe. Dave's now regretting having to drive.
What's the direction? Was it again north, east of Brenham? Or north, or what?
I'm not sure where it is. We don't have a marker on our map. We were told it was up here somewhere. I believe it's near Maer Dulden, or is it?
It should be in your clues, but you were told it was northwest of Bremen.
So let's go northwest of Bremen.
So you can do 15 miles, Dave. 15 miles, because you do basically travel 3, rest 3, travel 2, and then long rest.
So travel free?
Yeah, just do 15 miles. I've already rolled. There's no encounters, so you have a quiet evening as you head out.
Do I ignore these hills or what?
No, just go straight over them. It's fine.
Can we use your familiar to do to look out for something out in the snow, Tracy?
Yeah, certainly.
So you travel 15 miles there, Dave, altogether, as you have an undisturbed day without any encounters.
Yeah, I think that's 15 miles altogether.
Excellent. Starting out south of Bremen, not going directly northwest. And this is where you have to camp out for the night. everybody's got their insulation now, so it's 10, and the insulated tent means that you're not going to fail your frost check because you're all snug and warm. Or you can camp in your layman's tiny hut.
Yeah, we'll do the hut because it protects you from dangers as well.
Villian says, "Oh, well, I'll cast one, and me and the dogs can sleep in one as well."
This is great. It's like camping. Glamping. We're glamping now.
Pull her off the combat track until needed. Select a combat group. So you glamp overnight, and you sleep warm and comfortably and not disturbed in the morning. As you get up and get ready, are you eating rations, or is Britty summoning food?
We'll eat rations. We've got plenty.
Yeah.
So chow down on those rations, boys. And the weather is dense fog today, cutting down your visibility by a long margin.
Oh, great. The day when we're looking for something.
Indeed.
I'll sit in the back of the sledge and make a noise like a frog.
No, that's your bagpipes, mate.
Aye, just playing one note over and over and over again.
Right, well, Dave, you have breakfast. Give me your handling roll. Again, remember if somebody's giving you help.
Yep, I'll help.
And are you doing the guidance thing, Gracie?
Yep.
Guidance is so good. At 22, so you get an extra mile travel today. So, Dave, you've got 16 miles worth of travel. You head north to the coast, looking out over the sea of moving ice. Huge icebergs are now drifting close to the sea, and it's completely impassable for the sled.
We could go along the coast and use the owl to look out because they've got really good eyesight, so that might help.
Oh, Dave, okay, you head to the east.
Said it was northwest of Brenham, so I realised I went off a bit track.
Yes.
Whilst on the sled, I'm going to cast Mage Armour.
Okay, you cast Mage Armour. Spell up.
We've had a long rest, haven't we, Rich? Can you throw it up because I've got spell slot used?
Right, okay then. You've had a long rest. Right, so you do indeed find something. Tracy, are you scouting with your familiar, or are you just...
Yeah, I'm going to use me familiar.
For that? So as you pull up, you see a large, what appears to be rock outcropping poking up out of the ice. Next to a pool of water, a small hut stands off to one side, and there's a jetty with a small rowboat frozen onto it. To the other side of the pool is two slender rock outcroppings, maybe like stalagmites, and strung between them is an enormous bell hung upon a wooden frame.
When you say
a ship, then?
When you say a pool of water, do you mean as in like wet wobbly stuff that fish live in?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick you a quick map up.
Blinding, so it's not frozen.
That's definitely not a boat, Dave.
Oh.
So between the two outcroppings here hangs like a massively thick wooden post, and from it hangs a big iron bell. So you've got the pier, you have the cabin.
Well, let's go and see if anyone's in the cabin.
Oh, hang on. You're actually...
Whereabouts was the... Oh, sorry, yes. No,
you're actually on the wet bit. So that's the frozen dock with the boat. The large two rock outcroppings, basically the water's frozen. There's a large puddle on the other side and like a jetty. That is the bell. A 1 foot diameter copper bell dangling from a 10-foot tall wooden pole attached to a short wooden pier.
And where was the cabin?
The cabin is directly to your right.
Right, yes, no, I'm with you.
It's a small domed cabin facing the bay. A bloated door covered in ice and dormant barnacles hang slightly ajar on rusted hinges.
I shall move over and listen at the door.
And I shall take up position to one side, covering him with bows and arrows.
The arrows and the bows and everything else. Very well. Lean near the door, not totally against it, so you don't freeze your ear to it. All stands...
Right, I will move the cover aside and look inside.
Right, the door is actually stuck, so you'll have to put your shoulder to it.
Right, I will do that.
Right, so there's a great...
I'll help.
Great crack of ice as the pair of you leaning against the door. You strain with all your might, and Dave sort of pushes an arm between, and then you force the door open. Inside, you see a thick rime of frost coats every surface within. There's a bed draped in a thick knit blanket. Beside the bed, there is a small hearth.
Well, this place looks very abandoned, I take it.
It looks incredibly abandoned, yeah. The whole thing's covered in thick layer of frost.
I'll pop inside and have a quick squy around, search the place.
I'll follow him.
So you step inside, you can see the hearth there in the top corner.
Yeah.
and there's a door to the north. Again, everything's covered in a thick layer of rime frost, and there's no footprints or anything.
I'll push that door open as well.
Push it open, and there's a precious store of wood in there.
Ooh.
As you can see, this is a lovely little insulated place with a good supply of wood and a hearth.
Yeah, no one.
There's like one of those old-fashioned cauldron pan type of affairs where you cook everything in one thing, a small bucket and a larger container for water.
Right, I will search the room.
I'll help.
Okay, you institute the room. Right, it doesn't take you very long at all. You search under the bed, lift the frozen mattress which is solid, and find what appears to be an old letter.
I'll have a read.
It's apparently addressed to somebody who is named Anger.
As in angry. E-N-G-E-R.
A-N-G-A.
Got you.
And it's from a friend down in Luskin. Apparently, somebody who knew it quite well. The upshot of it is that they're not sure that she should be able to awaken something the size of a whale, but to wish you the best of luck. And it also signs it with the equivalent of a smiley face, called Anger, Terror of the Seas. It seems like quite a friendly letter, as if it was a letter between friends, somebody who knew her.
And I guess, didn't she have a sister that was awakening and stuff as well? That druid.
You've heard of Ravastan, and you've heard her sister mentioned, but you haven't heard
The name.
the sister.
I think it's a logical jump that this letter went to the sister. And this is a nice little hidey hole.
You did find a corpse in the coffin in Ravaston's room, though.
Yeah.
But there's nothing here. There's no person here.
Right, head back out to the jetty. I'll go round and not. Is that another jetty out there?
It is.
Is this ice thick?
It looks incredibly thick.
In that case, I'll hop down on the ice and wander over to the other jetty.
Anyone else doing anything?
I shall go with my mate.
I'll go and examine this rowing boat or whatever it is. I take it it's too small to be a ship.
Only if you're a very, very small person. It just looks to be a standard rowing boat. The oars are missing, and it looks to have been there several years at the very least. It's stuck in the ice. It's a 10-foot long wooden pier. The pier ice is glazed and slippery, but you can see down the side of that pool there of melted water that the ice is thick. It goes down as far as you can see till it's lost in the darkness of the depths.
Can I get me out to fly, like, just north of that jetty where Sanwin is and have a little fly around there and see what we can see?
Yeah, absolutely. You should be able to move your owl.
All right.
With a bit of luck.
Is there any tracks or anything in the snow we can see anywhere, Rich?
No, this looks like it was abandoned several years ago, judging by the inside of the hut, so any tracks would have been lost a long time ago. Okay, so as you three approach the bell, it's a 1-foot diameter copper bell, like I said before. The bell has a rope and clapper, although the rope is frozen solid.
For God's sake, don't ring it.
Whilst they're having a look around, can I perform the detect magic? Take 10 minutes to do the thing, and then I want to detect magic on the bell.
Absolutely. Okay, so Tracy gets the chalk and the water out and the incense and what have you, and starts to cast detect magic. Do you do anything in the meantime, or do you wait for a spell to complete?
I'm going to go up this thing and see what's at top.
Very well. You climb up, and it's a flat top piece of rock sticking up out of the ocean, like a mini island.
Are there any markings or runes or anything like that on the bell?
No, there's nothing on the bell out of the ordinary, other than the fact it's a copper bell hanging in the middle of nowhere. Almost as if it has a big red button on saying, "Do not press me."
I'm so sorry, guys. I've got to do this.
Well, if you don't, you know I'm going to. So
Can you just wait till I finish me?
yeah, I'll wait till you've detected magic.
I'm going to hang out over there, and just in case anything leaps out at Lantesh, because she's all on her own at the moment.
Oh, it's so sweet.
Very well. Okay, 10 minutes pass. Lantesh, you do not detect any magic. You walk around the hut, the jetty, and all around the bell, and nothing appears to be magical.
Okay, so just a little bit worried there.
Do you guys want to get on the rock somewhere just in case?
Is anyone want to come up here to my sniper's nest?
Yeah, you can see Earl standing on the top of a rock. It's about 10 feet to 15 feet high in certain places.
Right, well, I think when Lantesh's spell has completed, I shall join Sanwin up on the top of this big rock.
Yeah, you see Lantesh walk around. You proclaim everything non-magical.
Yep.
was going to stand on that little flat bit on the other piece of rock, but then I thought that's rather close to the water that the monster's going to come out of.
Clever lad.
Unless,
Right.
of course, this flat bit of rock was standing on is the monster.
We'll find out the hard way. Bracy, do your thing.
I grab the rope and I give it a bong.
Right. Clong. There's a loud, deep clanging noise.
And then I run up the rock just in case.
And that's when you find out that the rock is actually a
So
giant
just
man-eating
the
barnacle.
one bong, is it?
Just the one for now.
Oh God, you're doing exactly what I
And then if nothing's happened after a couple of minutes, I'll go back and I'll bong it twice.
Right, go on then. So you run up.
Do I need to roll anything?
Not for the bonging, no. You can run up this rock. It's not slippy enough for you to fall or anything. So you run up on the top of the rock. Dave, are you staying there?
Yeah, why not?
Right, you give it 2 minutes. Nothing's happened.
Apart from Dave, he's just disappeared. Oh, he's back.
No, Dave's at the bottom. He's not moving up onto the...
Oh no, it just vanished, that was all. Right, I'll go back and I'll give it 2 bongs.
Right, bong, bong. You can feel it vibrating into the ice. It's almost as if the frequency of the bell is designed to give low, deep vibrations.
Does the ice seem to be cracking at this point?
The ice does not seem to be cracking, but if you remember, it's deep fog. So it's a real pea super, lads and
After
lady.
it stops ringing, can we hear anything apart from the wind?
I'll have me owl fly about and see if he notices anything going on.
So everybody gets disadvantage because it's such a pea super. Right, you're all staring about, waiting for something to happen. Something's got to happen, right? Nothing happens. And then Lantesh and Corin, just above your head, you hear the slight sound of the beat of a wing as something dives down out of the pea super fog. You're not surprised, nor is Corin. I've discovered the way surprise works. You roll initiative normally, but those that are surprised don't get to act for that round.
Okay.
So diving out of the fog, giant covered birds.
Shit.
Well, that's too late now.
They come straight down, so I'm going to ask everybody to roll initiative. Second, request the rolls.
10.
Jesus. Look at the rolls. Oh, God.
We're going to get our asses handed to us here.
Definitely.
These come dive bombing overhead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, God.
Missing one. There you are, you little bastard. Right, so first up is Corin. It is round 1. And you have a moment's warning, so you and Lantesh notice them coming.
Right. I yell, look out, buggies, and then turn, and I shall put my... Where did it go? No. Right. Bonus action first. I shall put Toss's mark on that one. And I suppose I'd better fill it full of arrows, hadn't I?
You are firing at disadvantage because of the range as it comes down to you, but that is okay. You can still fire.
Right, I'll click the disadvantage button.
It should do it automatically, but yeah.
All right.
Because you're in 5 feet, so it should say disadvantage.
Bastard.
Dropped at 20. Right, so you hit it, and it goes straight through the wing. It lets out a loud caw, caw. Actually,
and with my second shot.
Another 20. Oh.
right, the second shot, Andy.
Yep.
Goes straight through its head, and it crashes into the ground next to you.
Champion. Next.
And Bjorn, you are still surprised. Salmon, you are surprised. Ish, you are surprised. Lantesh?
Scorching ray on. I'm going to focus 2 of the birds. Well, fire my first 2 bolts at one of them and then see how that goes, I suppose. Do I have to highlight both of them that I want to do?
No, you have to do them one at a time, because if you get a crit,
all right,
it'll take the crit damage away from you.
Where the hell?
Lantesh whips a hand up and shoots, hitting with first rate to the damage. That's it. Part of its feathers catch fire.
Still there, is it?
It is still there. It looks
I'll
quite
use my last one on it.
badly burnt as you've burned along its side. 3 rays hit, and with a squawk, the creature bursts into flames and then crashes to the ground next to you, all burnt up.
Right, that's
Excellent.
my...
Owl.
It's staying out the way.
That should fade for a couple of days.
They're 2 big bastards. I'm not going for them, it
Giant
says.
vulture 1 goes down and tries to scoop up Corin. Comes in, goes for an attack. Pack tactic, so it should automatically do this as it slashes at you with its beak. Hitting.
Bastard.
Succeed, and then it slashes at you with its talons. Also hits. You've lost your tosser's mark. And,
Do I get an attack of opportunity, though?
You would, but you're holding a bow, not a short sword. You can only do an attack of opportunity with a melee weapon.
Yeah, no problem. Just so as I know.
So as it does that, it swoops past you. 5, 10, 15, goes up 10 feet, and then moves past the owl, Tracy.
It's disappeared, Rich.
Good, Giant, because it's off the top of the mountain. Hang on.
Oh.
Yeah, because the mountain was blocking your line of sight. Okay, Tracy. Giant Vulture 3 comes in, takes a swipe. Asia uses movement, 15 feet movement to come down low at you. Slashes you with its beak, Asia, and then its talons rake across you, also hitting. And then that one climbs 10 feet and flies overhead. You can have an attack of opportunity though, because you have your hammer equipped. You were surprised as it does a flyby. Obviously, still quite surprised.
Right.
As it misses, right. 4 goes in and attacks Lantesh.
Oh,
As it comes. Actually, they should be 15 feet in the air anyway, because you're 15 feet in the air already, aren't you?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so they should be up 15 feet and should have moved to there and have started wheeling around. Right, it comes in close, Lantesh, grab you and take you away and carry you to its nest for devouring later.
Oh, lovely.
Because you're a bite-sized wee thing. The beak hits.
Oh.
Wounding you, the talons slash it down at you, hits, doing more damage, and then it continues its movement past. I think actually the next one is probably going to try. Number 6 is going to swoop in on Lantesh, and try stab with the beak, and then try and grapple her and carry her off. Pecks at you with its beak, misses because it bounces off your mage armor, which sparks, and the vulture attempts to grapple you, carry you away. Lantesh is grappled. Okay, grabbing you in its giant talons, Lantesh. It begins to fly off. So that is 5. So Lantesh is now in the air.
Oh, God.
Being carried away by a giant vulture.
The legs dangling.
I did not roll for Villian Hartwell. No, she was surprised as well. So it is now end of round and everybody gets go. Corin, it is you.
Right. In that case, I am going to... use my bonus action first and attempt to put Tosser's mark on the one that's got older Lantesh, and then I'm going to fill it full of fatting holes.
If he kills it, I'm going to use my reaction to cast Feather Fall on everyone.
Okay, that's cool. Oh, see, that's a crit, so roll your damage.
This one?
Have I targeted myself by mistake, have I?
I think you have.
I think you just shot yourself in the face somehow.
You
well done.
shoot yourself in the face, Andy. Yeah, see, so because it hadn't targeted you, it hadn't done critical damage. So if you click the critical button at the bottom and then roll your damage.
Oh, right. Sorry.
It's all right. It happens.
Hang on.
You also... Right, so this arrow streaks past you, Tracy. You're underneath it. It's grabbed you by the shoulders and it's flying away with you, and this shoots out and strikes it. It's a hit. Right, you shoot it and it impales the creature as it falls to the ground, and Lantesh waves her arms and begins to plummet 15 feet to the ice below.
I'll use my reaction to cast Feather Fall. I believe it affects all of us as well.
I don't know.
A 60-foot range, one reaction when you're a creature with... I can do it when by using my reaction when you or a creature within 60 foot of me falls. So since she's fallen, I'll instantly cast it, and I may as well cast it on everyone because it affects, I believe it affects the group. Up to 5 falling creatures. All right, it's falling, so I'll just cast it on her.
Yeah, so it's only
do I target her?
No, it's fine. We'll just... Right, so she will descend 60 feet around, so she'll hit the ground by... Right, so Tracy, there's a moment of, weightlessness, and then you just start floating backwards and forwards like a feather. I don't think you float straight down. It is feather fall, so you like gently rock backwards and forwards as you float to the ground.
I'll try and swim over to them.
Ben, it is your turn, sir. Dave?
Right, I'll just move. If I move there, can I hit this?
Yeah, you're 15 feet up, and it is 15 feet up because you're on the top. You can do that. Slash it, wounding it. You slash it again, wounding it even more. Oh, it's heavily injured. Does not look happy. Your turn.
Yeah.
The question is there 3 of them left? Yeah?
There are, yes.
Do we want to end this fight right now, or do we want it to go on?
No fireballs.
No, trust me, I've got worse than fireball.
Turkey sandwich. I'll stop slicing the bread whilst you're cooking the chickens.
I will cast Scorching Ray at 3rd level and I'll target the 2 in front of us. So that'll do an extra one. So I'll do 2 at each of them.
Okay.
Click that off, and then I'll roll the score. Oh, actually, no, don't click it off until I've rolled the scorching ray. So I'll do 2 against the first one.
It's an additional ray.
Yeah, so I'll get, I'll get 2 at that one.
Yeah.
Because normally you get 3, this gives us 4.
Have you finished blasting away, sir?
I'm done.
Right,
I'm done my blastering.
You blast streamers of fire out, incinerating the birds. It looks like they are unhappy. Shade, it's your turn.
Target the one to the east. I will toll the dead.
A bong.
Bingity bong. It fails. Do you d12 damage? Oh, with a bang, the thing explodes in all directions and feathers shower down onto the ice below. 1.
I'll look at Sandwin and go, I bet you're a silver post. Them feathers hit the floor before Lantesh.
Okay.
Lantesh, as you float down gently to the floor.
I'll make me way. I'll dash over towards them.
Okay, so you land on the floor. It's just there. I'll put you on the floor.
I'll hold my turn. In case then.
Okay.
I think they've got it in hand, to be honest.
Owl.
Stays out the way of that fucking big bird.
Okay. Giant vulture cuts its losses and dives towards the owl. Way past. Dave, you get an attack of opportunity. You hit.
Good lad.
As it screeches and tries to fly off, you take a last swing, chop down before it can eat the owl way out.
Ooh, plenty food, lads.
Indeed.
Kentucky fried vulture.
Oh, aye, chicken sandwich.
Wonder what vulture tastes like, says Corin, sharpening his skinning knife on his whetstone.
Oh, you got those spices as well.
I have indeed.
Colonel Corin.
Well,
the good news is it's turkey sandwiches for dinner.
So, are you going to spend some time chopping these giant vultures up?
Well, I suppose we could, from the point of view of, if vulture meat is definitely edible, it'll supplement the rations a bit and add a bit of variety.
Can't skin it. You'd probably give it a good hard plucking.
They nearly give us one.
Let's see how I do this. You get a bunch of stuff, which I will dump into the party sheet. You get giant vulture feathers and rations, no less.
Oh, good hair.
Awesome.
Do you want to try ringing it 3 times now, Asia?
I'll take some of those feathers because
I'm actually looking at it, wondering how much it weighs.
Right, if you have a look at the giant vulture feathers, and you get rations.
Yeah.
So we're looking for a ship that's supposed to be up here, but what we found is a hole in the ice and a bell and a lot of vultures that have been trained to come and eat when the bells rang.
Yeah.
No
you've gone east along the coast.
Suppose we could try going west.
Why is this water not frozen?
Lantesh, are you taking those giant vulture feathers?
Oh, shit, yeah. They're material components.
Yeah, but if you read them, they're for fletching and you make arrows that do extra damage.
Oh, shit, okay. I'll not take them. I was thinking of
Right, so as Corin's busy scooping up what's left of the corpses and what have you, something breaks the surface of the water, and it looks like a fin.
Something that I don't have.
Let's have a nature check, I think, from everybody, eh? Right, it's not so big. It looks to be from the creature the size of a man. And Sanwin, Ben, and Lantesh, you realise it's the back of a dolphin has broken the surface and then swam around a little bit, almost as if it's examining you, and then dived back down again.
I think I've put one of my daggers in the party sheet.
Can I cast message on the dolphin?
Do you speak dolphin?
Yes.
No, you don't. You're from a desert
I do.
place. You wouldn't speak dolphin.
I speak dolphin. I'm fluent in dolphin. It goes...
So that breaks the surface and swims around as almost as it's examining you. And then, a few minutes later, there's a great spray of water, and what looks like a broken off ship mast comes up in the centre of the pool. Water streams down off it, icy cold water, and slowly the front half of a ship comes up out of the water, and then you realise that it is attached to the back of a gigantic whale.
What the fuck? I'll say hello.
The gigantic whale eye sort of flicks around and says, "Hello."
Hi. Sorry. Did we disturb you with the bell?
Thought that Anger had come back and was asking for me.
No. There's no sign of Anger anywhere. I don't know much about her.
Ask if it's where's this ship?
as nervous as a whale can look. He says, "Oh, okay, well, I better go. You might be whalers," and it looks like it's
No,
submerged.
definitely not. I will look at him and go, my friend, we are not whalers. And I will persuade him that we're not whalers because we're actually not whalers.
Okay, so let's have a DC 10 persuasion check.
Hang on, I will guide him.
Oh, with your guidance. Right, so he begins to submerge, and then possibly the trippiest thing you've ever seen in D&D, it appears, and then alongside it, out comes the horn of a unicorn, and then the broad back of what you realise is a narwhal.
Oh, right.
And he says, "I'm Angerjuk. I thought you may be whalers. I'm going to show you an image now. You can't see all of them, but this will blow your tiny D&D minds."
Holy shit.
Oh.
I pull up my back pouch, look at it, and go, wow.
What's Lantesh's owl doing in there?
Yeah, Lantesh's owl is actually on it.
It is, eh?
I am Angerjuk. It means the son of anger.
Ah, greetings, Angerjuk. I'm Sanwin. This is Lantesh, Corin, Aisha, and Ben. I'll
read.
each of them. I'll sort of sit on the edge of the thing, but I'll put something to sit on so I don't get Plymouth.
He says, "If you're looking for the ship, it's the other way along the coast."
Yeah, that's what we're looking for, but without sounding rude, I'm taken by the fact that you're a whale, you can also talk, and you have a ship on your back. Would it be rude of me to ask how?
Anger did it. We used to go for journeys together under the water.
Oh, that sounds really good. But wouldn't you drown? Well, not you. Well, technically you could, couldn't you? But you know what I mean.
No, the ship's enchanted. I can blow an air bubble around it to protect Anger. I'm sad if Anger is gone.
I don't think I've ever met Anger. What can you tell us about her?
She was a druid, a protector of the nature, and she lived on the sea all of her life. And then when it came time to retire, she made me smart that she did not have to be off the sea by herself. And then we used to go on journeys together.
Ask him, because I'm not going to bother casting comprehend languages. If they
I can speak common, thank you kindly.
Oh, beg your pardon. I apologise. Did you manage to visit anywhere interesting?
Oh, we went to the hidden temple with the shark men in, and we went shipwrecks and mermaids and all things wonderful. And I can go down deep, but the bubble can't go too deep or it'll burst and bad things will happen to you surface dwellers.
Oh, hidden temple sounds interesting.
So what was it, this hidden temple?
Lots of those shark men with the sharp teeth.
And did Anger have much to do with them?
No, she said stay away from them because they have pet sharks. Lots of pet sharks.
Ma.
Do you like having a ship on your back?
I like to take Anger for journeys together. I don't have a watch, so I couldn't tell how long it's been.
Oh, this is going to be a friend for Dwaldy, isn't it?
Yeah, quite possibly. We've met other creatures that are smart like you, including a lovely chap called Dwaldy who lives in the lake over there.
A lake? I don't know what's a lake.
It's like a sea surrounded by land.
That doesn't sound very nice. How could you swim everywhere if you wanted to go somewhere?
Well, he's a bit stuck, but he's enjoying it there. We've introduced a few friends to him, so he's not alone.
Oh.
But times are quite hard around here at the minute, as you can imagine. But yeah, we heard there was a shipwreck, and you see it's further to the west. We're going to go and journey to that shipwreck, but you wouldn't mind if we came back and talked to you again in the future, would you? And if we see Anger, we'll tell her that you're waiting for her.
That would be nice, but if you ring the bell, it can take me a while here because I was quite a distance away.
Oh, that's all right. There was a lot of vultures trying to kill us when we rang the bell.
What's a vulture?
It's like a flying creature like that owl, but really big and nasty.
Oh, they don't sound friendly at all.
No, they weren't friendly at all. Anyway, if there's anything you need, if you let us know, we'll do what we can to help. But the best I can do is if we see Anger, we'll pass the message on. And if we're paths cross again, we'll come and see you. Is there anything you need?
No, I'm happy. It's nice
the
to
secret
talk
of
to
life.
somebody again, because all of the creatures under the sea, not many of them speak because they're not smart like what I am.
Well, now that
Yeah.
we know you're there, we'll come and visit you and talk to you on regular occasion.
Yeah, well, I've got a friend who might pop along and see. Actually, she's very interested in aquatic life, especially intelligent aquatic life. I'll bring her up sometime to
sounds
meet you.
nice.
I'm sure you'll make fast friends.
She might like to go on journeys as well.
Probably would. Well, it's been very nice meeting you, and I'll sort of reach out and touch him and say if you ever need us. I don't know how you would get in touch, but if you find any sentiments on the surface, you can tell them to look for us, and I'm sure they'll find us somewhere.
Very good. It's been nice to meet you, Sanwin, Ben, Aisha, Corin, Lantesh, Lantesh's owl, Villian, the dogs.
Sorry, I'll bow to him, and I think we'll head out. I'll turn around and say, is there any way you could give us better directions towards the lost ship?
It's on the coast. It's frozen into the ice. I can't get close to that because the ice is very thick where it is.
All right, thank you very much, and we'll head that way then. But
Okay.
we'll mark this
So he
place
goes,
on the map.
Psh, there's a big spray of water like out the top of the ship, and he says, farewell, and he slowly slips back beneath the waves. You just see a couple of dolphins dive after, and then the narwhal horn comes up, and then they all seem to follow and head back under the water, the same way the Angerjuk went.
How interesting. That could prove very useful in a study of underwater algae and fauna.
It certainly could. Just think of the seaweed. You could
I
never
know.
study seaweed in its native environment without killing it.
I know what I'm doing when we fix this frost maiden lock. I have an idea for something called, ready? Dive tours.
Oh my God, we're going to have a resort, a holiday resort
Yeah.
with sand
Yeah.
and sun
Yeah.
and everything.
We'll import sand!
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be so
And
rich.
then what we're going to need is a rock to mud spell to make a canal between the lake and the sea.
If only we knew oh wait.
Dave, that's how far you load back onto the wagon, and as you head along the coast, that's how close you get. And then the sea of moving ice stretches out before you, a featureless frozen desert ahead, the smooth white surface interrupted by a towering ship, its exterior covered in frost. The whole rigging and masts of the ship, it's like those pictures of the extreme Arctic conditions I showed you with like the icicles hanging down like 6 feet long. The whole rigging and masts are all hanging down. The name of the ship you can just make out from underneath the layer of rime is the Dark.
Well, at least it's got a friendly welcoming name. Shall we? How much daylight have we got left?
You have no daylight left at all. You can still continue on. You have not had any rest. You've basically, I assume, unless you get any camp, you travel for the full 3 hours, then rest 3, then travel for 2. So you do 15 miles a day.
And then I think we should set up camp here and then press on to explore the ship in the morning.
Yep, that sounds like a plan to me.
Villian says, that whale would make a magnificent zombie. Do you realise we could like hollow it out and build a cabin inside it? And I'm just spitballing here. I mean, come on, you know.
No.
I don't. If it was happy to do that after its natural death, I'm sure that would be fine.
And then, but like, as she's like strutting her chin, you can hear her muttering to herself. Even though Andy said no, she's turning and she's going, "How would I animate something of that mass? I mean, I'd need a lot of shovels and an ice pick."
You're bleeding obsessed, you are.
And she mutters and heads to the back of the sleds. So you camp out in the middle of the night. Is this correct?
Yes.
I take Lantesh to one side and just sort of whisper to her, I may have to put an arrow in your friend.
Excuse me?
Well, she's clearly as mad as a box of frogs. She's after doing things to anger you. We've just met the power bugger.
I think she's just spitballing.
I think she's just a bit enamoured with the whole thing.
I think I'm just sharpening an arrow at her.
So you spend a pleasant night undisturbed. Are you eating rations again, or are you summoning food?
Vulture curry.
Eating vulture,
Because if you're eating rations, remember you need to feed the dogs, which is 4 rations per day. So you need to knock 4 rations from somewhere for yesterday and 4 rations today, because you said you were eating.
In that case, we'll have vulture curry and the dogs will have vulture.
Yeah, well, the the mod just saves them as rations, so it's added them to your party sheet as rations.
All right.
Will we get a rest to get the spell slots back? Because if we are, we will. I'll burn all my heals to heal everybody up.
Well, we'll heal up from a
if you
long
get
rest
along,
anyway.
you'll get a long rest anyway because you wait until the morning, and everybody's spell slots are renewed and.
So shall I just knock the rations off what's in the party sheet?
You can.
Yeah.
If you can't, I'll have to do it.
No, it's not letting us.
So I'll knock 8 rations off for the dogs.
Right, and I'll sort me one out.
Right.
Well, I don't need to knock a ration off because I'm making vulture curry.
Yes. So.
Lots of lovely vulture curry.
Yeah. So there's still 32 pounds of raw mammoth in the sled. So you could.
Oh, vulture and mammoth. Now there's a combination probably hasn't been put together for a while.
So instead of a turducken, it's a volt mammon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we take a vulture and we stick a mammoth up its keister.
Or unless it's a very, very
so there's,
big.
There's 6 of you, so I'm going to knock off.
I'd better get this cooked before Vivienne tries to animate the bloody thing.
Yeah, so I've knocked off some rations and some mammoth meat as you make your vol mammon curry or vol mammon roast or whatever the hell it is. And again, you spend a quiet night because you are in your little layman's tiny hut things, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
And it's all warm. In fact, you can strip down your skivvies and clean the lice out of your cold weather clothing and what have you.
Yeah, I like the plan.
The next morning, the dense fog persists. You can barely... So it's like spooky. It's like a spooky Stephen King novel. The fog rolls in over the ice and you can just see the dark outline of the ship, making out no details. As you pack up... and you have the sled and you have Valien's sled as well, which is a medium sled, but it has a bunch of zombie kobolds crew in it.
You know how Valien keeps going? I wonder what that would be like animated.
Yeah.
I look at our undead kobolds and go, I wonder what they'd be like the curry. And then look at her and go, works both ways, pet.
She says, well, I've never tried eating undead. Putrefaction factor might. I mean, if an apple putrefies, it kind of turns alcoholic. I mean, I'm game if you are. I mean, you only live once, that's right. Well, not unless you're around me when you die. Am I right?
Yeah.
You wait it. I'll cook it for you.
Quite literally confirming everything I've said about that mad fecking group of psychopaths that she's from.
As a box of frogs.
I take offence. You're really offending me now. You're talking about people who is akin to what only family I had before I met you lot.
True. They must not be all bad. There's got to be some saving graces. But you've got to admit, they are slightly non-standard in their outlook.
I apologise to Lantesh, but ask if we can have the fence back because we can chop it up for firewood.
I'm not going to risk offending Lantesh because she knows line and bolt. So instead, we will press on to the Dark Duchess.
Right. So you, how are you doing this? Who are you leaving with the sleds, and who's coming with you?
I think we best leave I take it it'd be easy enough to walk. We don't need to take the sleds with us under the ice.
Yeah, so no, I just want to know, are you taking Villian? Are you taking Bob? You still haven't dropped off Bob yet, so...
Yeah, we could leave Bob and Villian here with the dogs and the sleds, and we can always shout if we need, help.
Right,
we could bring them and keep them at a distance, as backup.
And leave the dogs by themselves.
Oh, no. I will do the original plan. We'll leave them with the dog and we'll go and scout.
It's just so I know who I need in the combat tracker and who I don't. Right, so girding your loins.
Well.
And leaving that crazy bitch, Valien, said she'll plait Bob's bandages or something. Head out across the ice. It's less than a mile away because you stopped basically when Dave saw it. So you're at the closest point there. You just meet out the outline. It's silent. And the ice crunches softly and spookily beneath your feet as you approach it.
Well, I
shall... tracks running? Sorry, Andy.
Sorry, I was going to say I shall creep stealthily across the ice, doing what Aisha has just suggested, because it's a damn fine idea. Do you want to give us an son?
Yep.
We'll have a look for tracks and stuff.
You're going to have a look for tracks here?
Yep.
Oh, wrong person, sorry.
It's all right.
It's all right, he succeeded anyway. Right, there's most of the tracks are obscured, but you seem to find some small clawed humanoid tracks and one partial large humanoid.
Would I have any idea what made these tracks?
No, not really. Not with a 10.
Right. So possibly something I haven't met before.
Well, the tracks are pretty obscured. Rather than them being unrecognisable, it's because they're a partial print in the snow, which is
Got you.
Partly filled in. And
I'll still point them out.
The tracks are heading to the ship known as the Dark Duchess.
So we may not be alone.
What time of day is it?
It's basically 10 a.m., which is the beginning of the lightest, because you've just had a nice long sleep.
All right, so I got my spell slots back, yeah?
Yes.
Well, I'll leave first level spell knocked off because I'll recast my mage armor.
If we were having a long rest, can I do anything about being wounded?
Oh, yeah, hang on. What I'll do is there you go. You have a nice long rest.
Ta.
And then Tessa's put a mage armor on, so knock your first level spell slot off.
Has it gone on? Because
yeah, you've got the effect
before
on. Right, so it's some distance away from the Duchess, these tracks that you've seen, but because it hasn't snowed heavily the last 2 days, it's been bloody foggy. You're maybe 25 feet from the ship. So that horrible pea soupery fog where it gets damp inside your clothes.
Want me to creep over and have a look?
Please.
Creepy, 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 creep. I don't like the way that stopped and then rolled a bit more.
Right, so you sneak across the ice. Are you coming at the ship from the north, the south, the east, or the west?
What orientation is the ship to where we are?
It's kind of facing the sea. You'll be coming at the arse end from the south, but obviously the ice is frozen solid, so you could go around it.
And is it like your traditional sort of three-masted sailing ship type ship?
It is, yes.
Right. Well,
it
in that
seems
case,
to be more teardrop shaped. Have a map, but again, they've only put like the exact map around the ship instead of leaving some space on the side so you could see what you're doing. It might work if I just drop you on the map and the walls should work. Can you see the arse end of said ship?
I haven't got map yet. Because I'm thinking, if it's like a traditional sailing ship, the cabins and windows and stuff are normally at the arse end.
So can you see the arse end of the ship or not?
Yes, I can. I can indeed. I would probably circle around to my left so that I was coming at it more sort of...
Out.
You can't see anything because you're standing back. All you can see is a dark outline. If you remember, it's dense fog, Dave. So unless you're approaching the ship, you can't see anything.
So I'm either approaching it sort of like side on or from the bow. In fact, probably side on, because...
Just move your character to which side you want to come in from.
Right, because in D&D you tend to have these awkward things like figureheads of ships that can see you coming.
True.
So probably from that side.
So Corin disappears off into the fog, and literally nobody in the party can actually see him.
Can I send me owl ahead to have a scout ahead to see
I'll follow him.
what's like all the way around whatever it is?
You want to fly completely overhead of the ship?
Yeah.
Right, so you see a three-masted ship covered in ice. There's a massive hole dug into the front quarter of the ship. It appears that there's some cuts or gouge marks in both the front and the back half of the ship. On the deck, there's like I said, it's a three-master. There's a wheel at the back and there's a lifeboat. Andy, as you approach, you hear loud thumping and creaking coming from inside the hold, followed by guttural snarls of some large creature. The ship appears to be not as abandoned as you thought.
Have I got any way of maybe estimating or guessing what sort of creature this might be?
It's big and growly and scary.
Yeah, but so might a mouse.
It's muffled, as if it's in the hole, so you can't get an exact read on it.
Right. Well, in that case, I will probably creep unerringly back to the party and let them know that we're not on our own, and also describe what I've seen. And hopefully between me and the owl, we'll have a fair idea of what's what.
It's very alarming.
Right, so are the rest of you approaching now so you can see the ship, yeah?
Yeah.
Because I know you're all terrified.
Oh, definitely. We know you are.
Just bear in mind, I didn't send you here. Dave was the one that went the wrong way. There you go. You're on the map now. Once you cross onto the ship map because of the new line of sight thingy, I'll have to drag you token. You'll have to tell me what you want to do.
Well, lads, we can either sneak up or...
Tracy, I can drop your owl on the ship because you're flying over it, so you should be able to see everything.
Okay.
Can you see everything from your owl? Then you can describe it to the others.
Right. This is the back part of the ship, is it? Yep. that I'm looking at.
You're looking at the centre of the ship. You can move your owl around the ship if you wish.
Right. What I can see is a massive hole. I would say it's about at least half the width in the centre of the boat, the ship. It looks quite deep looking at it from my owl flying overhead. I can't see any sign of any movement on this ship. Anything, what I would describe as a creature, but the owl's flying a little bit.
Yeah, it's flying around, so you can move the owl around the ship if you want.
Yeah.
But it's still, you've just flew it into the mast, so it sort of goes bonk, oh, as you've flown the owl into the mast.
Oops, sorry. Right, okay. The lifeboat, there's a lifeboat that still seems to be on board.
You know the bottom of this big hole, Tracy?
Mm-hmm. You want us to fly it in a little bit?
No, not fly it in, but from where your owl is, can you tell what's at the bottom of this big hole? Like, you know, is it sort of wooden planks or is it snow and ice? Or does the hole go all the way through the ship?
So you fly over the top of the hole, Tracy, and your owl, with its advantage on perception checks, looks into the hole, and at the bottom, it's at least 3 decks deep. At the bottom is an enormous slab of ice, but it's so pure, you know, when you get drink ice, it's like you can see straight through it. And glittering, frozen into the ice, it looks like it may be hundreds, if not thousands, of gold pieces.
Wow. Ooh.
Well, whatever that is growling, I'm going to fucking kill it.
Oh, guys. There's money frozen in a huge cube of ice, about like several decks down in that hole.
I'll look across at Simon.
Thousands of gold pieces.
Is there anything else you want to describe?
I'll let you, because I can't see anything from your owl flying into stuff to move it up to the north end of the ship to see, you know.
Right.
I'm going to try moving it, but obviously it wouldn't fly into a mast.
So would I be right in thinking that hole towards the bow of the ship is possibly the entrance to the lair of this growly thing?
Oh, is that just rope and that on the front of the ship?
There are 2 pieces of rope there, yes. But there's large, strange marks on the decking that you've been passing. I've paid no heed to.
Well, I'll have how big are the marks? And
like 10 feet long, about 8 inches deep.
Anything that we've come across or that I've heard of that I know might make those marks? Oh, Jesus!
Possibly a parrot or some other kind of tropical bird.
Oh, don't be daft. That's a snow hare, that is, man.
You reckon?
So, anything else? Just going to stand there and let the owl do all of the adventuring?
No, I'll dismiss it.
You will dismiss it, okay?
Yeah, for now, just so that it's safe. Right, and relay all this information that I've gleaned, and I'll just say, well, I don't think we can glean any more information from that without having to go on board ourselves. But, you know, obviously we'll have to be very cautious, because Corin's saying he's heard noises, and, you know, it must be some very big friggin' parrot, because those gouges on the deck, you know, I've heard stories of giant parrots. Yeah. I think they come from down where Sanwin lived.
What?
Those giant parrots?
Could be one of those like giant crabs.
Wait a minute. You're saying that it's giant parrots?
Giant parrots that can leave gouges 10 feet long and 8 inches deep, yes.
Yeah. Surely you must have heard of them. You come from down that way?
Right.
It's one of them Arctic chipmunks, man.
Maybe that one of them druids brought them up here, and, you know, I mean, they've done all kinds of things, or enlarged, made them bigger again so that the claws are bigger. I don't know what these druids do.
I'll sneak towards the stern. I mean, the aft.
Right, how close are you getting, Dave? Right up to it, or?
Well, I can only move 25 feet.
Yeah, and we're not in combat, Dave. How close do you want to get to it? Are you going to go up to the back and start climbing over, or?
Well, I'll go to the back and listen.
Yeah, I'll come up with...
So you move up to, like, here, like right against the back, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering whether we should all go up to the stern of the ship, climb on board and work our way forward, or whether we should all tramp round in the snow, to the front where the hole is that looks like the entrance to the lair of this growly thing, and then just pile in there.
Right, Dave, so you creep forward to the back end, but quite frankly, you don't hear anything. I don't know what Andy was talking about.
Maybe it's stopped.
Move me up. I've stood around with my hands in my pockets for a while.
Yeah.
Right, so you
Move me up
finally
now.
head to the back of the stern of the ship, and it's frozen, so you've got to climb like 6 feet up. Only Aisha could possibly peer over the top or lift somebody up.
Give us a boost there,
Or you
Aisha.
could just climb over.
I'll give Earl a boost up.
And then boost me up and all if you don't mind, and I'll
Right,
go
well,
with Sandman.
so Sandman lifts you up. Are you climbing over or just having a look?
I'll have a look.
You say there's the aft castle contains the captain's wheel, and it's covered in a thin layer of ice. And suddenly you recognise those gouges, and they're claws of a dragon. A big one. That's not a little dragon.
Oh, a dragon! I'll go and investigate them to see if I can work out A, what kind of dragon, and B, how big it was.
It's Simon.
It's
I'll climb up.
Dave. So you
I'll
climb over
cast
the top.
message and go. There's dragon tracks, guys.
I'll climb up as well.
Okay, it's a
I'll
dragon.
go
I'm
with
all
them.
excited.
Right, Earl, you get excited, and then you start doing the math in your head, and like, this is a big one. This is possibly the biggest one you've ever heard of.
Oh, wonder what colour it is. Any way of telling from its tracks?
No.
Is it a 5-headed one? Has it got 5 legs?
She's just bought a Tiamat t-shirt, that's
So
why.
you climb onto the back of the boat. You can look down the stairs. You stand and examine this gigantic.
Oh, this is brilliant. Right, I'll have a walk down the stairs. Oh, my meat dragon, it'll be great.
I will very quietly creep down the other set of stairs.
Right, Corin, because we still haven't changed circumstance, you are being silent. There's not even a creak from the wood as you climb down the stairs.
Is Valiant staying behind or is she
Yeah, you
coming?
said you were leaving her behind.
All right, okay.
So there are stairs down and a giant hall, Earl. Now there's a door in the aft, door in the front. Andy,
Right.
again, you say where you are in relation to where you were.
Yeah, yes.
Andy, you're there. So you're on the deck now.
Where? Hang on.
I'm on a black map.
Yeah, hang on.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm back again. I'm free of peace.
So you're on. Bjorn comes down the stairs and moves onto the deck next to you.
Right, I'm with
followed
you.
by
I'm on the
Lantesh.
cabins map.
I'll follow.
So you're going down the left-hand side as well.
Ah.
Yeah, again, a bit funny because I have to drag people right. Okay, so you bring up the rear
I'll
and you're on
cover
the
this.
cabins level.
I'll look down the hole.
The hole goes down for 3 decks. There's a loud roaring and beating coming from it. And at the bottom, it's covered in glittering ice with hundreds of or thousands of gold pieces, gems glittering at the bottom of this hold.
I'll kneel forward and sniff the air in the hold. Does it smell of dragon?
God.
Guess, well, it's cold.
Does it? You see all these claws as if something's been coming in and out of the hole in the ship.
Yeah, it's definitely a dragon in and out of the hold of the ship, a big one.
Sure, it's not a big parrot.
You are
It's not
on.
a-
The wooden boards on the main deck are cracked from frost. A large hole in the deck exposes part of the hole to the sky. The planks around the hole are marred with deep grooves as if heavy claws had dug into them. Earl, you are intimately familiar with this, and it is definitely a dragon. And I'm not saying, oh, it's a big one, it's an adult dragon. You're talking ancient or bigger.
Okay, then it knows we're here.
And there's the roaring from downstairs and the battering noise. The roaring does not sound like a dragon, Earl. You would know what a dragon roar sounds like.
All right, I'm going to go down the stairs then.
So you are going down the stairs.
Yeah, someone might be upsetting a dragon. I need to sort that shit out.
Cool beans. Earl, you head down the stairs. What about the rest of you?
I can follow him.
Much against my better judgment, I will go with Ben and Sanwin.
Right, so Earl, you get to the top of the stairs and you see the back of a large blue-skinned humanoid beating on the cabin door right next to you. It turns as you descend the stairs and sees you halfway up the stairs.
I'll say,
Now, this is going to be
All right.
an interesting combat because people are spread over 3 decks because, you know, why have a
Just
unified
move
map?
up, pull it back up to you.
well, I'm going to chat to it. Obviously, I'm not going to fight it unless it attacks me, and then I'm going to turn it into dust.
And the ship's hold contains heaps of snow and 4 tied down jolly boats covered with rime. In the forward starboard corner rests a large pile of treasure. With eyes standing next to the hoard, frozen with its maw open in a roar, is a white feline creature sheathed in ice, and standing right in front of you is a large, horrible beastie. that turns, and everybody rolls for initiative as it turns and immediately runs to attack you, Earl.
Well, that answers that question. How does Sanwin die this week?
You say, hey, friend, or whatever.
Hi, I was just wondering what you were. Oh, it's like that, is it?
It was beating its scratching on that door to the south. The rest of you can't see that because Earl is actually blocking the stairs, and I just need to roll the initiative for my little fella. He's going to get shit, isn't he? Oh, no, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Simon, you actually go first.
I'm not on any map.
Oh.
I'm on a map. Hey, hang on a sec. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Is there any other creatures down here or just him?
No, there's him, but he's beating and scratching at the door behind him.
He's definitely going to attack me.
He turns to face you with hunger in his eyes.
Oh, okay then. I'm going to light him up, and then I'm going back up the stairs.
Okay.
Scorching Ray level 3.
Okay, you blast away. Was that a fuck I say before me, Earl?
I'm doing all right. We'll get there.
Yeah, bollocks.
Then I'll move up the stairs and swing round this way.
Right, Simon fires a load of spells and then comes running up the stairs.
What if you pissed off this time?
It's a troll.
Ben, it is your turn.
I will mention angry troll.
Right, I will. Yeah.
Yeah.
To there, and I will enrage.
Okay.
Or rage.
I fucking
as
hate trolls, I do.
As soon as it gets near us, I'm going to whack it.
Okay. Lantesh, it is your turn. You just see the back of this huge thing, Dave, as you move past the stairs. Huge and blue and hairy in all the wrong places.
I'll move to there.
Yeah.
Can I see it?
You can.
And I will
You can.
lightning bolt it.
If I'll put you on the other map. I said this is going to be a fun. It says, failed, so you do full damage. You go zap and he zap. Fire and lightning courses over the troll. Right, you go zap, he goes, Arr!
And then I'll step aside for my last 10 feet.
To where? I'll put you back on the top deck. There you go. Or are you going down the stairs? Or are you going back up?
Hell no, I'm not going down the stairs. It looks a bit pissed. I'll move there so people can get past.
Troll's turn. Troll runs up, bounds up the stairs. Arr! And comes up the stairs. Dave gets an opportunity attack, and then it swings at Lantesh. So you hit and do 13 damage, and then sadly it's on Lantesh.
Woohoo.
So, because you were the one that lightning bolted it, bites at you, Lantesh.
Oh.
It hits, and you feel a terrible cold as the teeth bite into you.
Oh.
Then two claw attacks. First one comes in, crits.
Oh, bollocks.
Bye-bye, guys.
And what does that do? Hang on.
See you in the next life.
Oh, shit, okay. Right, so first you get Constitution save. Fail, so it gets advantage on its next attack against you, but that's the crit damage.
Yeah.
Lantesh goes down, has an eye injury. So, are you attempting to... Do you want it to attack you, Dave? Otherwise, it's going to claw again at Lantesh.
Oi, biggin!
Because it
Come
will
over
attack
here,
you
pick
if
us
you
on your
distract
own
it.
size.
Right, so it spins round, fury in its face, Dave. It's burnt and it's blackened from lightning bolts. It uses its remaining claw. Swipe at you, Ben. It's a hit. You take a lot of slashing and cold damage. You succeed on its saving throw because you can feel the ice coming off its claws. This is not like the troll you fought below. That is its turn. Corin, you are quite shocked as this bloody great thing bursts up onto the top deck and downs Lantesh.
Well, I think I shall move first. There. And then I shall use my bonus action first.
It's taller than Bjorn, so you don't get it doesn't have an AC cover.
Thank goodness. And I shall Tosser's mark it. And then let's see if we can do something about equalising the situation we find ourselves in.
You rolled a 1 and got your Hobbit reroll again. Don't you hate Hobbits? As he shoots the troll, and it does quite a lot of damage to the troll. Still going. 2 arrows, dunk, dunk, into its back. Rawr, it says.
Yep.
Obviously,
well, that's me done.
Right, first thing I can do is cast my bonus action of Healing Word on Lantesh.
Yeah. Lantesh, you are prone on the ground.
Oh, how?
Okay.
And
I've got all this shit I can do.
we're knocked unconscious.
Is this troll facing away from me now?
It's actually facing Ben.
So I'm directly behind it. Will I get a bonus to attack?
You should get the flanking bonus automatically.
Right, I smashed the shit out of it.
Go ahead, smash the shit out of it. Hit it in the back with it. Warhammer. Right, you smash it on the back of the head, and how do you kill this? Because this is a big ass troll.
Right in the back of the neck, just break its neck. So it drops.
Right, with a loud snap, the troll falls dead to the floor. Well done.
Cut its heart out. Hal's
Garrett's liver. Garrett's liver.
Andy, if you want to do that, that will take, because of the size of the creature, over an hour to harvest it. You'll need to give me a... Telly's thingy. To successfully harvest it, it's a giant, so it's a nature check. What the hell was it CR rating?
Won't it regenerate, though?
We'll find out when Andy starts trying to saw it up, won't we?
Right.
I am not. It's liver.
I'm not going to try and skin it or anything daft like that. I am going to try and remove its heart and its liver. So surely that would be easier.
It is a DC 18 roll.
Oh,
If you want guidance, so to get it out intact, it's a DC 18 roll because it's a CR8 creature, as you could probably tell by the way it twatted Lantesh. It's quite a beast.
So I'm getting help from Ben, and I'm gonna need guidance. And
yeah. So do you want me to request the roll from you?
Only once I'm guidanced.
Advantage. You got DC 18.
Thank you very much,
Are you
Aisha.
ready?
Yeah, that's a roll for initiative, Rich.
It's close. Hang on. Advantage.
All right. I don't mind. I'll roll it if you want.
Nature, wasn't it? Nature advantage DC 18.
Bastard.
Now, sadly, you chop it out, but are unable to break through. It's obviously tough ribs or whatever, and you completely balls it up and chop it up. It does still, however, take you about 20 minutes of chopping and hacking. You soaked up to the armpits in gore. Andy looks like one of those old-fashioned doctors that gets splatters of blood over his face. And so while Andy begins to chop up the troll, what do the rest of you do?
I'll fill a couple of jars of troll blood while I'm here.
Yeah.
Maybe Howell can use them.
Well, I'm going to wait till he's finished doing that, and then I'm going to use my troll disposal device to get rid of the troll.
Right.
I'll stick my hands in its chest cavity and do a burning hands. I figure that might get rid, just in case it does
the troll
regenerate.
did not regenerate when Andy was chopping its heart out.
All right, in that case, I won't bother.
I take its teeth for a necklace.
Ah, good man.
So you can take trophies off it, but because you failed your harvesting roll, you don't get to take them, with like alchemical uses and things like that. So you basically bugger them up. You either snap them off and don't take the right teeth because you need to take the canines or whatever. So you can take trophies, but you can't take them of any use.
It's the thaumaturges. You've got to find the thaumaturges in there.
Where?
So you've got 20 minutes while Andy's chopping this guy's heart out. What the rest are you doing?
I'm going
Tracy
to go
standing
down
up, I
the
presume?
stairs.
Or are you just going to lie there, Tracy?
I
thought I was unconscious. Sorry.
You were healed.
All right. I thought you said I was prone but unconscious. Sorry.
Well, in that case, sorry, I'm kind of got out of myself there.
You have got 4 hit points, Tracy.
I shall.
I'll dig into me pack because I've got some healing potions.
Hang on, before you do that, Tracy, I'll find it.
Andy is got one hand halfway in this troll's chest cavity, covered in black blood up the elbow. Goes, hang on a minute, pulls his hand out, runs over, pulls out this perfectly, perfectly sterile bandage, which he then gets troll blood all over. And
it's fine, man.
You just rub some dirt in it, isn't that right, Andy?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you're a darling. You don't happen to have one of those bandages spare, just so I can just hold me eye until we get down?
Certainly. I'll give her a spare bandage.
So you wrap a thing
around my head, just to hold the eyeball in.
took some heals on you. So what are you doing then while Andy goes back to his grisly work?
I'm going to go down and look at this door that he was beating on, but I'm not going to open it. I'm just going to examine it.
So you head down, and it looks like a perfectly ordinary door, except it's got fist marks and claw marks. Were you going down with them, Brucey?
Yeah.
I figure we should wait till everyone's together, so I'll just hang out down here.
I'll follow.
And when I'm finished, I'll follow as well.
Divvy, are you injured? Because I've got some healing pots on us if you need one.
That's okay. I'm not that bad.
Earl, try the obvious and just try the door handle.
Right, so let's give you a description of this room once more. Now you've got time to look around. The ship's hold contains heaps of snow and 4 tied down jolly boats covered with rime. In the forward starboard corner rests a large pile of treasure covered with ice. Standing next to the hoard is a frozen, it's more open, is a white feline creature. It's
I know how to skin
encased in ice, and behind it, you can see on the map if you move around, is a ginormous pile of gold.
Very bad feeling about this.
Like
Let's
an
wait until the-
enormous amount of gold.
Yeah, too good to be true amount of gold. Let's wait until the group that Andy's finished what he's doing. I think we might need everyone on board for what bad stuff's going to happen next.
Okay, so about 2 minutes pass, and then you guys hear some muttering. Do you speak Draconic, Earl?
I do.
From the other side of the door, you can say, "It's gone. I don't know. I heard some noises. Maybe it's gone. Maybe somebody killed it." And then the door opens a crack.
I'll smile at whoever opens the door and goes, "We killed it," but I'll say it in Draconic.
And on the other side of the door, you say, all white. No, it's not Michael Barrymore, surprisingly enough. An all white kobold. And he goes, "Ape!" and slams the door shut again.
I'll wait patiently.
About 30 seconds pass. And then he opens the door and goes, "Troll, he's dead."
My
Speaking
friend's
in
cutting a
Draconic.
tart out. I'll say, "Very dead." My friend's trying to cut a tart out at the minute.
Good.
Sorry to intrude, but do you mind telling us why you're hiding from the troll?
Troll eat us.
Yeah, but
May not feel
surely-
like being eaten today.
Well, that's a good point. But surely the creature who I'm trying to think of the Draconic word for creature.
Like they've got it held just a fraction open, so it's like it's got one eye poking out, and you can hear movement. There's definitely others behind the door.
So, have you been here long? I take you're servants of this lair's master,
Yes, we serve the lady.
as the lady at home.
No, she gone. She back soon.
How long has she been gone?
Lady come back when she feel like she ate you all. You best leave.
She won't eat me.
He goes and sniggers and goes, "No, she not eat you."
Lady wouldn't have flappily wings by any chance.
Oh, I'll turn around and go, "The lady's a very, very, very beautiful and large white dragon," at a guess. And I'll look at the kobold to see if I've hit the mark.
He big.
Have I heard of anything about a really big white dragon hanging around 10 towns?
Yes, but we were told that the guy who saw the dragon in our first adventure was completely mad and they don't exist. So what are you guys eating down here if you've been down here for ages without anyone?
We got foods.
All right then, well, we're going to go and explore. If your mistress come back in the meantime, give us a shout, will you? I want to have a chat with her.
Do you know her goatee?
You know her goatee. What?
You know her my goatee?
Your goatee?
Lady Punish.
What goatee?
Now that the banging's stopping, you can from the front of the ship you can basically hear a bit of a nah.
Oh, you've got a goat. I'm not going to hurt you, goat. We've got tons of mammoth meat and vulture meat at the minute. Extra goat meat won't add much to the curry.
Right, Tracy, so you're standing there and all you hear is Andy's got like a crowbar and he's like, "Yeah, just trying to snap this rib open." Are you going to just stand to continue to watch as he gets his bone sorted?
No, I think I'll creep past him and I'll go down where the others are.
At this point, Andy, I feel that you're actually starting to whistle and enjoy yourself.
I know.
He's got a pair of those big pliers. Lantesh heads down the stairs. There's a crack in the door and a kobold. If anybody can speak Draconic other than Earl, you can understand him.
No, but I'm not going to take 10 minutes to cast comprehend languages.
So, we won't kill you, goat. Okay, if she comes back while we're here, just give us a shout, will you? Because I want to have a chat with her. I'm going to act super nonchalant and not scared of the dragon. I'm actually terrified of the dragon, but I figure I might be able to talk my way out of it because dragons probably don't like talking to kobolds all day. So I'll head across to the top of the ship, to that door. Is that the goat door?
Through the you can't actually get to the goat door because, as you can see, you can just get to the door. This whole area here is a big sheet of ice full of gold pieces, and now that you're closer, you can see items in there as well as gems.
At a guess, would this take a lot of getting out in with tons of fire magic since we've done something like this before and it was excruciating amount of work?
It would probably take several hours, but it looks like the treasure's buried in several layers.
What's at the top layer?
The top layer is a bunch of coins and a couple of pearls, it looks like. Deeper down, you can see several gems, a scrimshaw figure, and some kind of golden cloth. Deeper still, you see a black pearl, a small glass sphere, a marble statue, looks like a griffin or a hippogriff or something, more gems and a quiver. And right at the bottom, you see a wand, a suit of, looks like mithril chainmail, many gems, and a bronze bowl inlaid with carnelians. Can you please give me here 10? This would be Arcana you could choose, or you could choose History. Would you prefer?
I'll go Arcana.
A quiver. I'm all a quiver.
Yeah, Earl, it's a wand, and on the end of the wand, it looks like there's a ram's head with the curled ram skull. This is the wand of Orcus.
What?
Yeah, you recognise it. It's a famous one because of the decoration, the wand with the ram's head on the front.
Isn't the Wand of Orcus, like, super evil?
Give me a DC 10 history check.
Well, Orcus is not known for being a nice guy, is he? Trying to find history. Oh, I'm really good at this.
Oh, and green light is emitted from the eye socket at the skull of its tip.
I did it.
Yeah, Orcus is incredibly evil demon, demigod, god type of creature. Can't even remember what he is now. Him big bad man.
Yeah. We need a team huddle upstairs.
Okay.
While we'll go up and have a huddle while he's sawing through the chest cavity and go. And I'll say, look, there's an
So once more, I will drag all of the characters back onto the other deck, and they all come tripping upstairs, stepping over the rapidly shrinking bits of troll that you are happily hacking up on the deck. Black blood is dripping down the stairs now and freezing into little rivulets. You are all back at the top of the stairs.
Okay, quick conflab. There is an absolute mega piss ton of treasure down there, including loads of items, and including one of the most dangerous magical items I've ever heard of, which was probably a bad idea for us to let out into the world. It's also the lair of an incredibly big, incredibly powerful white dragon, and that's her treasure. And she's away from home at the moment, but if or when she'll come back, we don't know. So we could whip our treasure and kill our kobolds, and then she'll hunt us down when she gets back. Or we could just have a look around and leave the treasure where it is. But if we whip the treasure, we cannot take the wand, because it'd be bad. And I don't even think we should tell anyone about the wand being here.
But either way, if you're taking one bit or no bits, one bit or all, she's still going to hunt her down regardless. So I don't think it's a good idea.
We could just leave it, and if she comes and tell her we just rescued Ice.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I mean, if we're not going to rip her off, I'll talk to her. White dragons are a bit of an acquired
also
taste.
know where that frost giant temple thing is, or whatever it is.
She might also want to know that someone was caging up dragon eggs somewhere. So I'm sure we've got a lot to talk about. But the problem is, obviously, there's a lot of awfully nice things there. But I think in this case, we'd be biting off a lot more than we could chew.
Was it valuable gems?
There was valuable gems, treasures, dozen of magical items.
She might swap some of the 300 gold pieces worth of gems. So we've got more gems to res with.
I suppose we could arrange that if we bump into her, but I figure we explore the rest of the ship. We act nicely to the kobolds and we don't steal her stuff. But if there's anything else around here, we could have a nick it and we could probably borrow it. Because I assume she can't get in the small rooms because she would have wrecked them getting in. Oh, there's a goat in here as well. Don't kill the goat. I think it's what's keeping the kobolds alive. So has everyone agreed we're going to be nice, peaceful people and have a quick squy round, and we're not going to steal the dragon's loot?
Oh, yeah.
I'm ambivalent. I mean, if we decide, if you want to, try and take on a massive dragon, I mean, I'm up for it. I don't think it's a good idea, but I'll give anything a try once. But I think we've got enough trouble in the area without a marauding, pissed off white dragon at the village.
Yeah, because it's not just us. She might come after. She might start burning the rest of the villages down. And I'm not being funny, but just getting over one dragon attack's enough for me for the time being.
Right then, I'm going to go and have a look through this door on this deck then, at the north. I'm looking at the treasure. I'm not bothered by the treasure witch.
Right, so the door to the south or the door to the north?
Door to the north first, I think.
Okay. Well, as you look to the door to the south, it actually has a sign on that says Captain's Cabin.
We'll do the door to the south.
Okay. You head over. The door is shut, but does not appear to be locked.
Can I warm it up with firebolt?
Mm-hmm.
I'll sort of warm around the edges with a few firebolts and then try to get Acia to barge the door in, push it in rather than kick the door out.
So you push it in. The aft castle is taken up by one spacious cabin. Frost covers every surface and furnishing. A human corpse is slumped against the port side wall, its left arm draped across a part of a heavy chest that's tucked in an alcove under a staircase. The skeleton wears a jacket and a wide-brimmed hat that hides most of its skull. Under its right arm is a captain's journal. The floor is strewn with empty wine bottles.
Okay, go in, have a look around, and search the room. Let's be careful with this dead guy.
Right. What about the rest of you guys, other than Andy, who's like... Don't need that bit.
Just follow.
I'll follow Sam.
Right, so you move into the cabin. Quite a squeeze with you all in there as you move into the cabin, and you see chest indeed. I said wine bottles are frozen to the floor. There's a journal, obviously the captain's journal.
I'll have a look at the journal. I'll pick the journal up.
Right, so you grab the journal, and it's been so cold that as you pull, the skeleton's arm snaps off at the elbow, giving you quite a shock as you brush it away. It says, "The Journal of Captain Blue Moon," as the voiceover turns into a pirate voice. Blue Moon's journal will be chronicling the exploits of the Dark Duchess, but it says little about the man in charge. Can I have a DC-15 intelligence history check off of you, Tracy?
Yeah.
A 19. So you've actually heard of Captain Blue Moon as a cruel and cunning individual who ruled his ship with an iron fist through fear instead of respect. The captain's final journal entry reads, "That damned white dragon is back, circling above me like a vulture. I reckon she could carry this ship back to Luskan, where she a mind to die from starvation, bitter cold, or a dragon. Choices, choices."
Luskan. Never heard of Luskan.
Yeah, Luskan's the big city to the south.
All right. Okay.
Known as the port of pirates. It's also where the host tower of the Arcane is. So you will have probably been there once or twice.
Oh.
It's a dive full of scum and villainy. It be.
I wish I'd brushed up on me Pirates of the Caribbean before this session. What's with the chest that he's clutching? Has it got
It's a chest. He's clutching it, and it appears he drank all of the rum and hugged his chest. The chest is covered in frost.
Try and remove his arm from around the chest.
Right, so the skeleton is frozen and fragile, and it snaps. The arm snaps off as you lift it. Oh! You could swear that the skull stares at you disapprovingly.
I'm sorry. So, right, lift the. How big's the chest? Is it small?
It's a captain's chest, so it's too big really to carry. It's like a big trunk to put your clothes and that kind of thing in.
Right. I'll press the digitation it so that it's like the lid's no longer frozen around the seam.
It'll take several attempts. In fact, it will take around 10 minutes of attempts to get the thing.
Yeah, go on. I'll do
clear enough.
That's what I'll do.
And there's a large and secure looking lock on the front of the chest. It's going to take you 10 minutes to clear the chest enough to even get to that point.
Right. That's what I'm doing for the next 10 minutes.
So,
Sorry, all I've got a vision of Earl with his tongue stuck to the chest going,
So,
No,
Ben
I'm not
and
licking anything
Aisha,
out.
we have 2 party members engaged for some time, and Sanwin. She's shoved this skeleton over, who now lies on the floor with only one arm, looking disapprovingly at her.
How funky is his hat?
I'll put his hat down over his eyes.
I thought you were going to say I'll put his hat on.
Well, I'm going to.
Yeah, it's a proper Captain Jack tricorn hat. This is quite the famous pirate of the area. In fact, Tracy had heard of him. She was just too embarrassed to tell one of his bawdy tales when he took several of the ladies of the night in the brothel to the room at once. It did not come out for nary a week.
Kept sending out for more parrots.
Yes. I need more parrots. But why do you need a parrot? Don't you be asking me.
Didn't he invent the peg-leg dildo?
Possibly. So, what are you 3 doing then? Because Tracy's like trying to get the thing, but this chest is covered in such a layer of ice that whatever she tries, it's going to take several minutes.
I'll just wait patiently.
I'll give his cabin a search.
Right, so searching the cabin, you just find a lot of empty rum bottles which have been drunk, just normal, and there doesn't seem to be value about the room. Right, so you search that. Dave, are you doing anything?
No, I'm just checking around the cabin.
Right, so you search the cabin. Tracy, you finally get the ice off.
Right. I'll have a look at this lock. Can anybody, pick a lock? Or
Yes.
check the captain's clothes. Is he wearing clothes? See if he's got a key.
He is
on him.
wearing clothes, yes. Do you think he went to his doom naked? I mean, the stories about him are indeed bawdy, but even the famous Captain Blue Moon, do you think he took all of his clothes off to die to the cold?
Oh, I'll check his pockets.
Right, so you check his pockets and instantly find the key to his chest without even having to search him. It's just in his pocket.
Right, okay then. Unlock it. Let's see what's in his chest.
It creaks to one side. It's quite stiff because it's frozen, and you give it a good yank, and bam, the lock opens.
Okay.
Do ye pull it open, Lantesh, ye lubber? Or do we just stand and look up at the closed chest?
I will
Have a look
suggest
inside.
using...
Right, so it creaks open, and inside you see that the chest is divided into two halves. One side is empty except for a dozen wine-stained corks, and the other side contains a large pile of gold and silver, a small gold bracelet, a large gold bracelet, and a large bag.
Oh, what's in the bag?
You touch the bag and it feels magical, and it feels similar to the ones you already have because it has 3 of those little tribble things in it.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Right, I'll use a spell slot and cast detect magic. I'll not use it as a ritual, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to spend 10 minutes.
Indeed, the bag is magical. Nothing
What
else
about the
appears to be.
bracelets?
Bracelets are non-magical, but they do look pretty, and they're made of gold.
Ho ho! We're rich, guys. And this is that trouble bag, guys. If anybody's interested.
Couldn't you
Yeah,
end
quite
both
fun.
of them? You two could just hold them by the bottoms and spin them round and randomly.
They don't work like that. It's an action to pull the ball out and throw it. So you pull everything out of the chest. I have dumped it. Party.
Is there a secret compartment in the chest?
Would you like to look for one?
Oh, yes, please.
Not trusting the captain, the scurvy dog that he is, you search his chest. You somehow feel that he looks even more disapprovingly at you. Like you pat the bottom of the chest and there's no hollow noises, and then shove it a little to see if there's anything underneath, and there is not.
All right.
The skeleton of the captain now somehow looks amused, as if he's played one last trick upon ye.
Ooh.
And he wants you attuned to that. That is an item that requires attunement, and I believe that will be your second attunement item. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it will be, I think.
We'll be able to play Pokemon with each other. You'll be able to throw a ball, I'll throw a ball.
That'll just be so cool.
We could have wagers in our bar. Can you imagine that? Oh, wow.
Roll up, dip ye hand within the bag. See what you pull out.
Right, so you spend 10 minutes of done that. Andy is almost finished. He's pulling bits of the troll out, throwing them across the deck where they're freezing into place. So you're all about finished about the same time as you gather on deck. What do you want to do now?
North door?
Yep.
Right, pushing open the north door, you see that it leads to a series of cabins. Who's going first?
Name tag of one called Roger.
Going first, because you're only going to be able to fit one wide.
I'll wait for Corin because he should be nearly finished what he's doing now.
With a disgusted schlup, Corin brings the heart, but finds that it's too badly damaged from the fire that Sandman shot into it to be any use, and dumps the corpse contents out onto the deck and starts cleaning his tools.
I'll presto it.
Looking up the corridor, you see doors to the left, the right, one ahead and to the right, and then one straight ahead of you.
I'll open the one on the left.
In this narrow cabin, shelves and containers are scattered on the floor amid piles of dirty bandages. Small clusters of dried leaves have frozen to the floor in places. A dishevelled, frost-covered bed is tucked in an alcove under a wooden staircase.
I'll go in and have a quick search.
I'll clean Andy up as well.
Right, it looks like this place has already been searched, Earl. However, you do find a healer's kit, a flask labelled holy water, and 3 vials of what claim to be antitoxin.
Is me detect magic still on?
It is, yes.
Right, I'll go and have a quick look at that stuff.
I don't think it's magical. I think it's more herbal or alchemical.
All
but
right, okay.
either way, it is indeed, it gives you advantage on saving throws against poison for 1 hour.
Ooh.
So you've got the door to the right, the door to the front right, and you've got the door straight ahead. The one to the left that Earl opened is marked as the surgery.
I'll take the door at the front.
Corin heads into the door at the front. In the door of the front is 2 barrels. The foremost cabin holds 2 rime-covered barrels, next to which is a rat that obviously perished from the cold. Moving ropes and fishing nets hang from the hooks along the back wall.
Do I reckon this rat would be defrostable into a curry?
Absolutely.
Right, well, I shall hang the rat from me belt by a little piece of twine.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious how Corin's always thinking of his stomach.
Well, I'm a
He's
hobbit.
so little.
I'll try the second door on the right.
The second door on the right, Dave, is the chart room. As the door comes open, a light breeze emerges from this room. Pieces of parchment and paper flutter on the floor. A large detailed map of the Sword Coast takes up most of one wall.
I'll
And
search the
what-
room.
You
Yeah,
find navigator's tools and you find maps.
I may as well search mine and have a look at these barrels.
The barrels look to be nailed shut, although if you have a crowbar, you could probably...
Oh, I
Have at them.
have a crowbar.
Right, and
See if I can lever the lid off.
so, Dave, there is a scroll case, a normal map of Icewind Dale, and some navigator's tool on the table, and a massive map on the back wall.
Are these other doors in the walls as well?
No, they are portholes.
Even the ones behind us? South of us, I mean.
There's there's one door south of you, but that is where somebody else is going.
What's these two things below us then?
They are racks to hang things on. So who's opening the other door?
I guess I'll do that one.
Right.
Although I want to come back to this map and examine it, see if there's anything in.
Pushing this one open, it appears to be one of the larger cabins, and a frost-covered bed is shoved into one corner under a wooden staircase, but the rest of the cabin is empty. So, Dave, do you want to gather the stuff, the maps or anything?
I'll have a look at the maps of Icewind Dale. Is there anything which could be Frost Giant place west of...
Grimskalde. No, Yarmouth. No, these are nautical maps, so they've got things like tides and things like that marked on them. However, that was before everything frozen up.
I may as well just gather the maps and nautical tools. I can always sell them to somebody.
Somebody will buy them. There you go. I chucked all of your stuff in the party funds. Andy, you greedily lever off the top of the barrels, and inside is a whole bunch of stuff.
Wow.
The ropes and nets are salvageable, as is the first barrel contains a hooded lantern, 3 flasks of oil, 5 bars of lime soap, and 3 sets of manacles, and the second barrel holds 10 torches.
Right.
Well, we knew what the captain used the manacles for.
He were famous for it.
Well, I shall leave the manacles and I shall take the rest.
I think I heard of that captain now. Famous tale of a gay sailor called Once in a Blue Moon.
Right, so I have put the items into the party menu. You have to carry them. If you don't carry them, then they get left behind. And if they get left behind, they'll be deleted from the party menu because you have to carry crap. You haven't got it back to the sled yet.
Right.
So, having explored the front of the ship.
Didn't you say there was... there we are, oil flasks. What I want, champion.
Does it look like covered all the ship? And
No,
there's
there was
like,
the goat
hidden-
room, which was just past that enormous pile of tempting-looking treasure. Back down a level, and then heading to the north door.
Yeah, may as well check that room as well.
We could do that, like piss the cobalt off though.
Well, as long as we don't kill the goat, I think we'll be all right.
And so you head downstairs into the galley. Everybody heading there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cabin has been thoroughly ransacked. Dishes are strewn across the floor, and a galley table in the middle of the room has pots and ladles hanging above it. Tied to a low cupboard against the starboard wall is a thin goat. It lifts its head and bleats at you, shuffling towards you until the rope grows taut, stopping its advance. There's a door in the north wall.
Check the door.
Pushing it open, it's possibly the most important thing of the ship, as it is the rum storage. However, it's empty except for a smashed wooden crate.
Best head back to the kobold.
You do notice that there seems to be some kind of colourful paint on the remains of the crates.
I'll have a look what it is.
Right, give me a DC 10 intelligence check.
All the way?
Yeah, well, just Earl's faffing about with these planks on the floor.
Oh, okay.
Right, Earl, you realise that they actually seem to come together to form some sort of pattern, so laying them alongside each other, finally lay them all together. The image appears to be a circle. Contained within is the smiling face of a drow who wears an eye patch and a purple wide-brim hat accented with colourful feathered plume. Does anybody read Elvish?
No.
Nope.
Around it is a bunch of Elvish script.
Trying to find me languages. Hang on. Some half Elven. I think I do get Elven. Yeah, I can read
do.
Elvish.
It says, I'm the king. No, that's Elvis. Right. It reads, the best rum from your friends at One-Eyed Jack's. Jack's spelled Jax. However, the rum is gone. But why the rum?
Well, indeed. Okay, then let's go back to say goodbye to the kobolds.
Okay, you've explored the entire ship apart from the kobold room, and as you walk past, you look longingly. Pile of treasure.
And less longingly at the thought of being eaten by a really, really, really angry, really big white dragon. I'll knock on the door again.
Go away, it says.
It's only us.
We're not coming out till lady come back.
All right, just wanted to make sure you didn't need any meat or anything.
You hear one of them go, oh, we are kind of hungry. And he's going, no, shut up. The lady, she bring meat.
Yeah, but she might be away a while. She's been away a while already by the look of it. So we'll give you some meat.
He goes, okay. Well, no tricks. I open the door a little bit. You give meat.
Well, I'll have to go send someone back to the sled to get some meat. Do you want mammoth or vulture?
I don't mind. I like everything.
I'll turn around to Corin and say, can you grab us, like, how many of us in there?
There's 4. No, there's 10 of us, he says.
Get us 10 pounds of vulture meat, if you can, please, Coral.
Not a problem.
I'll, like, tap my foot while we're waiting. I'll turn around and say, must be a bit boring living in here, apart from the troll attack, obviously.
No, we happy. We serve lady. That's what we do.
I'll use my illusion to make a farting sound in the corner behind him.
He turns around to have a look.
I'll peek through the door.
You look through the door, and in there, the floor of the cabin is icy, lying on the sides of 2 empty open barrels. Hides and furs have been pushed into these barrels to create makeshift beds. 2 similar but upright barrels remain untouched. They've got labels on that says water, but obviously they're iced over.
Right.
And inside you see another couple of kobolds hiding in the corners.
We met some kobolds recently, but they weren't white ones. They were we helped them get
One
jobs
with
in
a
the mine
calloused
internally.
shoulder. And one of them's got a beautiful purple middle finger.
One's got a purple middle finger.
Yeah, apparently so, yes.
What's with your mate's finger?
He put it where he shouldn't.
And where was that?
He goes, I think he put it in his bum. And he goes, shut up. No, I didn't. I was born like this.
Fascinating. Well, can you pass a message on to the lady when she returns, please?
Yes, we tell lady.
Tell the lady that Sanwin, ancestor of Aurum Borax, sends greetings and wishes her the best of luck and would love a chance to chat to her in the future.
Yes, tell.
Tell her the greatest of all salutations to her and her line.
Salutation. Right, okay, we'll tell her.
Salutation. It means we said hello. Also, ask her if someone has been doing anything with white dragon eggs.
Okay, not bad. Lady get angry.
All right, so she knew about someone messing about with eggs.
No, but lady get angry if...
I wouldn't. He's going to get the message mixed up, and then.
Oh, I know it is. Then she'll come looking for us.
I was thinking that we've done something with the eggs. You're asking him to remember far too much.
Good point.
Like wrote her a letter.
I'm going to write her a letter in Draconic. I'll read it when Lantesh sort of whispers, they're going to fuck this message up. I'll be like, yeah, good point. And I'll write a message to the dragon saying all that in Draconic on a piece of paper, and then I'll put in a hoard, but that's probably a bad idea, isn't it? No, I'll put it in a hoard room. Like, I'll pin it to the wall, because she's not going to miss it.
The wall. Yeah.
She's not going to miss it. Right, when Corin gets back, we'll pass them the meat.
Okay.
And I'll wish them good luck, and if they ever need anything, just
Nums.
Yeah, you might want to let it, warm up first. It's a bit, and I'll knock on it as if it's knocking on wood.
Before we go, right, it might be a good idea to leave her a token of goodwill. She'll not know that we haven't. I'll take the bracelet out that I took out the party thing and pin it with the letter.
Oh,
which one? The large one or the small one?
Oh, I thought there was only one in there.
No, there's 2. There's a large one, the large heavy one, and the small one.
The large heavy one. I've took the small one, I think.
Small one's like a friendship bracelet size, and the other one's like a bracer. Like 3 or 4 inches wide that you clamp onto your wrist. And it's heavy.
And it wasn't magic.
No.
Right. Well, leave her the heavy thing.
So who's got the large bracelet then?
I've got the bracelet in my inventory.
So how many pounds of meat did you give them?
10.
10 pounds of meat. So you're down to 10 pounds of meat. You have 100 pounds of raw meat stashed at the ice lodge. And there's also a whale, and I actually found out how many rations you can get off a frozen whale.
I assume it's quite a few.
It's quite some amount of frozen rations you can get off a whale.
I won't go back, because you know how they say, we'll meet again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
You got in before me there, Earl.
Having
thank you.
I was going to do the same gag.
fed the kobolds, are you heading now?
Yeah, back to the sled, and our next port of call, I believe, is to see our goblin friends, since we're directly north of them.
Kill all of these. Goat, purple middle finger kobold. Waves goodbye with his middle finger. Right, so you head and you walk across the deck from the stairs, getting to the edge of the ship, and then there's a great leathery beating of wings. Out of the fog, a great white dragon descends from the sky, beating its wings furiously its descent. A dark humanoid figure is mounted on the dragon's back. It's heading to land on the front of the ship. What do you do?
I roll very quietly over the side of the ship and plop silently into the snow.
Okay, you do
I'll
that.
turn round and very quietly say, spread out, and let me do the talking.
Right, I'll mimic
Right,
what
Earl,
someone does and I'll
you,
bow.
because of your draconic heritage, your blood turns cold. There's only one famous white dragon apparently carries a rider. She's thousands of years old. In fact, legend says that she is in love with her rider, Meltheron, and there once was a scribe at Candlekeep, the famed law place that wrote a scathing review that said, what a hack. A few days later, the white dragon Arviaturus landed on Candlekeep, tore the roof off it, and screamed and howled abuse at the gathered most powerful mages in the north until said scribe retracted his terrible review, to which she disappeared off. And this could only be Arviaturus.
Oh, shit. Okay.
As she lands on the front boat,
Oh,
the whole thing rocks backwards and forwards. Can I please have this out? A hidden roll? Right. She lands upon the front of the ship. She stops, claws digging through the icy deck as if it was paper. She sniffs. Her head waves left and right, and those that succeeded, you realise that her eyes are actually rimed over by cataracts. Yeah, she says, smell warm flesh. You hear the panic of beating hearts. Ready your spells, Melathrond. We have uninvited guests.
I'll remain kneeling.
You should see the lovely prow of the ship.
The only bad news is white dragons are considered a bit bestial. So talking our way out of this might not go as well as I hoped.
Right, Andy, first of all, let's do your stealth roller. Right, you slip over the side of the ship and land with barely a sound as you land next to the ice.
I sort of wriggle down into the snow a bit.
You're on an icy water frozen over, remember? So it's it's about half a mile or so to the bank where you've got the sled.
Right. Well, I'll sort of wriggle over so I'm right up against the hull of the ship.
Okay. Right. You again, she sniffs the air and stops. Obviously, she can smell the dead troll. Snapping the map out of the way and peers down into the hole. Now that she's this close, you can see her eyes are milky white, and the man that rides upon her back is a long dead human figure wearing black robes, and its skin is all drawn tightly over its face. It's unmoving, and as she moves it, and the figure moves along as if it's tied to the saddle. It has no sign of independent life.
I'll say in Draconic, Lady Avaturus, I implore you to spare my companions and I. We came here out of curiosity and found the ship. We saw your treasure and realised it was but your lair, but were attacked by an ice troll that was menacing your kobolds. We destroyed it and we left, and we were busy leaving when you arrived.
We did leave here a note and a token of our goodwill to add to your hoard.
At this, you can see her head is moving backwards and forwards as it appears that she's completely blind.
What's the guy on her back doing? Anything? Is he?
He appears to be, a better word, a perfectly normal dead dude strapped into the saddle. She says, well, firstly, Earl, I'm going to ask you, you get an advantage and I have a persuasion roll from you.
Yeah.
Guidance on her, please.
It's good. Right. She comes forward, Earl, right, and stands right in front of you, and a snout comes right up to you and touches. She says, smell from my kind, and like a venom for a cold breath is dripping off her fangs, and it's freezing as it's falling and tinkling into little shards of ice. She says, what do you think, Melthrond? We believe these fools? And then she cocks her head as if she's listening. This dead dude has not moved or said anything. Ah, she says, and then she looks down into the hold and then rocks her head backwards and forwards. Earl, you do know that dragons have blind sense?
Yeah.
So even though she's completely blind, she's got like a daredevilish kind of radar.
She can see with her eyes closed. I'll say my ancestor was Oren Borax.
Nothing is missing. In fact, there is new treasure there for me. Sniffs you again. What do you think, Melthrond? She cocks her head to one side. We let these live and run. But I'm hungry. Yes, I know. I only eat seals and whales nowadays.
There is
very well.
Here.
Melthrond says you can go if you run. Run now. Never return.
Very well, my lady. Do I remember any of Melthrond's works or anything like that? Because I assume he was a bard?
No, he was a powerful wizard. Trissy, you may know something. Do you want to give me a history check?
Yeah, certainly.
Oh, it's pretty good. Melthrond was a very powerful wizard many hundreds of years ago. A story said that he'd actually enslaved a great dragon that he used as his personal steed. He used magics to extend his life far beyond that of mortal ken, and it said that he was perhaps on his way to lichhood.
I'll message Sanwin what I know of the guy.
I'll bow down to her and say, my lady, we thank you. We have left a corpse of the ice troll that was attacking your kobold servants.
Yeah, she moves her head side and says, yes, I smell it. This is acceptable tribute.
May I ask for some of your wisdom, or is that overstepping my position, my lady?
Well, it's ballsy. I'll give you that, Earl. Go on, give us another persuasion roll then. Because,
just don't let out.
If you're going to push your luck, now's the time to do it. When you face an instant death.
Towards the sledge.
Just jumps over and runs for it.
Yeah, I'm getting over the ship.
Right, so yeah, those two dive off. What about you, Bracey? Corin?
Just gonna
he's gonna guidance
him.
And then run like fuck.
Look, I suggest that you all run. I'll have a quick convo, and then if it goes bad, I'll run like hell.
If I see any of the rest of the party run past, I'll jump up and run with them.
Wow, a 30.
That was a crit plus a bonus.
It was. But the rest of them, Earl, you suddenly look round and you realise you're standing on the deck of the boat by yourself, and all you can see in the distance is the pounding of tiny feet as everybody else runs for the sled.
I will smile because that is just perfect. I'll turn around and say, your power has intimidated my companions who have stood against dragons before. Such is your reputation, my lady.
She cocks her head to one side and says, well, Melthron says that it's okay. One piece of advice: I personally do not have truck with mortals anymore. What do you wish to know?
The 10 towns is under attack by the Frost Queen. Even the Frost Queen must fear someone such as you. Have you had dealings with her in the past? And how would you deal with this situation?
I have had no dealings with her. We avoid each other. And quite frankly, she makes it nice and balmy, my old arthritic bones.
Very well, thank you for the advice. At the rate things are going in 10 towns, there will be no food left here at all. It's only a matter of months, I think, before everyone dies out, apart from the great creatures such as yourself.
She lunges forward and scoops a great mouthful of the trollop, crunching through its bones as if it was nothing.
Yeah.
And
the thing is, my character just is in awe of her. It's not fear. He's just in awe of how perfect she is.
I think you're fucking balmy like her.
No, dragons are just perfect.
Yeah, but you're balmy because you're the one that's standing on the deck by yourself.
Yeah. The rest of you are running and not looking back and thinking, oh, well, we can always get another sorcerer.
We don't have to outrun the dragon. We've just got to outrun Sanwin.
I'll bow again and say, if with your permission, I will take my leave. It has been the honour of my life to meet you and your companion.
She crunches through the skull with a pop, as if it was a piece of popcorn.
Popcorn downstairs.
Earl comes back and goes, I used to be an adventurer. So I took a white dragon.
Are you leaving, Earl, or are you?
Yeah, I'm going to leave. I'm not pushing me luck at this point. I'm just asking her permission before I walked off,
She nods. You walk off.
Yeah,
don't run.
I'm not running.
A trickle of sweat runs down your spine as you hear the and then the as she moves the ice for about 100 feet around, it feels the immensity of her tread.
Dear God.
You get back to the sled.
I'll walk back nonchalant with my hands in my pockets and give out a yawn as I walk up to the group.
And jump onto the sled, presumably heading off to Venture's new session. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're going down south to Cargaluk, and I'm scared.
You just see the giant wings fluttering. And yes, the captain's journal is right. You could easily lift the entire ship and just fly off with it as you jump into the sleds and ride off in the distance, and we call it